It has been approximately 48 hours since our president gave his speech at American University about the illegal immigration dilemma. And since that time, the chief executive has certainly been taking a good deal of criticism from many quarters. We here at derailamnesty.com would also like to weigh in on the subject. And quite frankly, we were mostly taken not by so much what the president said, but the things that he didn't say. Anyone familiar with the subject matter of illegal immigration could say that Mr. Obama left out scores of things that he could have touched upon during his speech a couple days ago. However, for the purposes of brevity, I will only be discussing the subjects that I felt were the most glaringly absent in his address to the crowd assembled at the university in Washington, D.C. There were three omissions during the president's presentation that really dwarfed the others and left glaring holes in the substance of his presentation. Those are the ones that I'll be touching upon. And the first was that Mr. Obama made many references to immigrants. He talked a great deal about our nation's heritage, about being a place that welcomes people from other countries who are immigrants into the United States. He even made some passing references to the inscription on the Statue of Liberty. What the president did not tell you, something that he's more than aware of as a graduate of our nation's best law school and a former constitutional law lecturer at the University of Chicago, is that trespassing law violators are not immigrants into this country. They are illegal aliens. This is not a matter of niceties or perspective. It's a matter of law, as Mr. Obama is aware. Title 8 of the United States Code provides a specific definition for people who overstay their visas or cross upon our borders without going through the proper checkpoints. That term is illegal alien. Immigrants, the people he kept referring to, don't need a path to citizenship. They already have it. As a matter of fact, the United States takes in hundreds of thousands of immigrants each year, far more than any other nation that you can name. There are some people who would say, but wait a second, that's rather unfair. The people who come mostly from Latin America and are undocumented, those are just like the people who arrived from Poland and Western Europe and other locations around the turn of the 20th century. If that's your perspective, I guess I have two questions for you. Is an individual who runs into a bank with loaded pistols in each hand, takes the bank manager into the safe and empties out the contents, is that individual a customer making a sizable withdrawal from his account? Number two, is a person who breaks into your vacation cabin in Big Bear, knocks in the window, comes in, makes himself at home, eats all of the food out of your refrigerator, and treats the house as his own, is that person a house guest? Number two, Mr. Obama spoke about what he deems to be the impossibility of deporting 11 million illegal aliens in this country, and he also talked about what he deems to be the importance of legalizing those people who have undocumented status in this country. What he didn't mention is the fact that it's not just 11 million illegal aliens, and he's well aware of this. There is a policy in United States immigration law that leads to what is known as chain migration, and that policy is that families should be unified. That's why anchor babies are so valuable to people who are illegal aliens in this country, because ultimately, through their residency in the United States and citizenship, they're going to be able to apply for people back in the home countries who are family members to be able to enter into the country legally. The bottom line, a conservative number, 25 years after the next amnesty is given, and we'll assume that the number is only 11 million illegal aliens. It's not going to be 11 million. Over a period of 20 to 25 years after that, a conservative number would be 30 million. And every one of those 30 million new citizens who otherwise would have never gotten into the United States, all of these marginally educated people who earn very little money and therefore pay very little into the tax base, they are all going to be entitled to retirement benefits when they reach the appropriate age. They're all going to be entitled to medical benefits from the federal government, and that will result in the prompter bankrupting of a system that right now, before any of them has been legalized, is already scheduled to run out of money just about the time that people who are at the tag end of the baby boom generation are scheduled to retire. And that brings us to number 3. Mr. Obama strongly intimated that what stands between the illegal aliens and their amnesty is the GOP. What he failed to mention is the reason he needs Republican support at this time, unlike when he was able to get through Obamacare without any Republican support and several other bills that he was able to ram through. The reason he needs the Republicans now when he didn't before is because there are many members of his own party who want nothing to do with what is called comprehensive immigration reform, who gladly voted for this same type of amnesty back in 2007 when George Bush was leading the charge. And the reason the people are standing back, Republicans and Democrats alike, as Mr. Obama knows all too well, is because the overwhelming sentiment in this country is not that our immigration laws be changed or ignored, but that in fact employment and immigration laws in this country finally start to be seriously enforced.